Welcome back, everybody. Gonzalez Brothers Entertainment, and you're watching another Time Warp Tuesday movie review. War for the Planet of the Apes hit cinemas across the world this Friday, so we thought we'd go back and talk about
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
So, this movie's been out for 3 years, and as you already know, Time Warp Tuesdays includes all of the spoilers. So, this is more of discussion / review, so we're just gonna get into it. Eric, what were your impressions after watching Dawn for the Planet of the Apes? My mistake.
We just watched it on Wednesday, and I actually love this film. I hardly have any downsides. What I like the most about this film is COVID. Like, he's setting up a lot of things, and he's trying to prove a lot of things to Caesar and all the other apes because he really wants to go to war and get revenge on humans.
That's exactly right. They both had a different way of looking at humanity, because if you look at Caesar from Rise, he grew up like in a loving home, and Will looked at him like a son, and Caesar looked at Will like a father, right?
And Koba experienced a bad life.
He experienced a bad life because he was a chimp who was experimented on, and he has all the scars to prove it. And that's the difference. So you got these two different opposing views, and Caesar still sees humans as, good beings, but Koba does not understand that, and it's them both clashing, trying to get their point across each other to one another, which made the movie really interesting. For me, I gotta say that I really enjoy that this movie is more focused on the apes than on the humans. There is some humans, but the main themes of the story is explored through the humans, and I like that Caesar this time around is more of the leader, and they picked up on that from the previous film, and he's trying to just do his best in leading his species and just trying to survive mainly.
And that's why he doesn't want war, because if war happens, how many apes could they lose? And he doesn't want to lose any apes.
That's exactly right. And he's talking about how they may be outnumbered and they don't have the type of weapons that humans do, but what he really cares is we may win, but how much is it going to cost us?
And how much are going to die for
how many people are going to die for it? Now, let's get into the storyline of Koba finally having enough and essentially betraying Caesar. How did you feel about that?
He was actually smart to set up everything, like shooting Caesar in the arm, putting the village on fire, and just taking a gun from those guys when he was pretending like he was drunk or something.
That was such an intense scene, don't you think? Where because they run into him one time when he's just scouting and he's looking at the weapons, right? Yeah. Then he comes back with the full intentions of taking weapons, and then he's pretending he drinks the alcohol and he spits in their face, and he's acting like he's just a normal animal, like with lower intelligence. And then when he grabs the gun, how did you feel when he shoots those guys?
Whoa, don't shoot us, that's what happened. I thought his acting was funny, but it was kind of serious. It was serious when he shot the guys.
It was such a big turn because, like you said, he's acting really funny and silly, but then the turn comes, and that was significant because that's the first time an ape killed a human using, a human weapon, and that was big. But as you were saying before, he set everything up. He made it seem like it was humans. He used a human weapon, and he had everything lined up perfectly, and he had the tribe or the group of chimps ready to follow him and do what he was asking. The only problem was that he didn't kill Caesar, and that's where everything falls apart for him. How did you feel about the apes? At the end of the movie, it was humans against humans, because I can't remember the human's name who has the son and the wife. Do you remember his name? Malcolm. He befriends Caesar, and they befriend each other, and they form sort of a bond together, right?
Right.
And at the end of this movie, it's not ape versus human, it's ape versus ape and human versus human. How did you feel about that?
And Caesar is right, Koba does fight for Koba because he doesn't really look like he just wants to get revenge. He doesn't really want to save apes because those humans didn't really do anything.
And there's nothing more clear than that when he asks, I'm spacing on the name again. Rocket's son.
Oh, Rocket?
The ape that he drags up to the tower.
Ash.
Yeah, Ash. When he drags up, he asks Ash to hurt humans. And Ash looks around and is like, nah, that's not what Caesar would want it. So he grabs them and he throws them. That's essentially him breaking the #1 rule of apes, which is apes no kill apes.
And when we come to when he's about to fall, I wouldn't even bother saying it because he already broke that law.
He did break that law, and like you were saying, that Kobo fights for Koba, and that was very clear because there's no reason for him to kill Ash, but it's his anger and his rage and this hate he has toward humanity that pushed him to do that because Ash wouldn't take the directions of killing humans.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we touched upon this movie plenty. And I think we're just going to go ahead and give it a rating. As for me, I don't have many downsides. Do you?
Neither do I. I don't know where to start with downsides. In fact, I have 0% downsides.
So what are you going to rate this movie?
I want to give it like 100, but I just don't have any downsides. I think 98 would do.
98? I'm going to have to agree with Eric. I'm going to have to give it a 97. There are a couple slow scenes here and there, but for the most part, this movie just scene after scene and dialogue, it's all to push the plot forward. So I'm going to give it 97.
Alright. So that was our video. And make sure to check out our movie review for War of the Planet of the Apes. It's out in theaters now. Make sure to like, share, subscribe.
Tell your neighbors.
Tell your Ned Flanders. Tell your mailman. Tell your butcher.
This is GB saying
bye.